Good morning, you guys. It's Crystal with the Abundantly Blessed Homestead. I'm going to give you guys an update on our greenhouse build and also start talking about kind of what our plans are with it for the future, so stick around. So some of you guys know, and I probably need to make a video about us moving to this homestead and kind of where we sit. So I guess what we'll talk about today, though, is just the greenhouse, and I'll have to make another video about our journey here. But basically, we need a greenhouse, and we're doing it in an alternative way that a lot of you guys could, and it's totally affordable. So let me turn the camera around, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so essentially what we have here is a very large 46-foot long by 26 wide old double car carport frame. And basically I bought this secondhand. It was just the frame was just sitting there, as you see right now, on the site, and was able to offer the person a very reasonable price of $450. And then I took it down myself with my children and moved it to our farm. And I just recently, this last week, put the frame up once again. So obviously, since this is a carport, the ends are not framed in, which, some would consider that a disadvantage, but I'm considering it an advantage because I can actually choose the size of my door, where I want my venting windows. All of that sort of detail. I can customize the ends so that I can have doors that can be open for a skid loader size. There's just a lot, it opens a lot more doors, literally, for us as far as design goes. The sides will obviously have to be altered a little bit. I did order, you can order some channel and wiggle wire to hold the plastic on the greenhouse. And that's going to go somewhere along the side here underneath this bar. I need to decide. I'm gonna attempt to do homemade roll-up sides also. And so I'll need to. I haven't really decided what height I'm going to go for yet, as far as where that wiggle wire channel will go on the side. But anyway, that is one thing that'll have to be done. And obviously the roll-up sides. We also have free-range chickens here, and so we're going to have a protection along the bottom. And I also am researching into the idea of putting gutters on the side of this greenhouse so that we can harvest the rainwater, put it in tanks, and water our garden with it that's inside of the greenhouse. So anyway, another thing that's going to have to change is this top peak of the carport. Had a rail along it. It's laying over here on the ground. And what I didn't think about before was the fact that it is not one solid piece. It is multiple pieces that have little gaps in there with what would be sharp edges and sharp tops to the bolts. So we're not going to be able to use this along the top of the greenhouse. So as far as right now, I'm considering doing a chunk of PVC across the top. I've also considered putting the same bar here, but instead of putting it all the way at the peak, at the very, very top, putting it, somewhere in here instead on the underside, which is also an option. So those are just kind of things that are happening with this greenhouse and kind of where we're at. I plan to take you guys along on the journey because I know there's a lot of you guys out there that want a greenhouse but can't afford a greenhouse. They are very expensive. They are thousands and thousands of dollars. So this is definitely a way that you can totally make a greenhouse affordable for you and your homestead. Another website that I would recommend checking out is called bootstrapfarmer.com, and they sell kits. It's still over $1,000. and it's a small greenhouse, but it is a greenhouse. I think you can get like a 10 by 20 for a little over $1,000, which is still a good sized greenhouse. But when I found this deal, which it was only $450, and then of course I bought the plastic and the other things to go on it, it ended up being 4 times the size for the same amount. So if you can find yourself an old carport frame like this one, that's still in good condition, it's definitely worth your money and the time it takes to figure out how you're going to alter it to use it for your purpose. So anyway, if you guys want to follow us on this journey, and we can kind of get ideas and suggestions from each other. If you have ever done this, please put a comment down below with some suggestions. If you have any ideas, now that you guys have seen what we're going up against here, I would love some suggestions. I'm also looking for books and information about growing plants in greenhouses, because this is not something I've ever done. So this is going to be a huge journey, and I can't wait to take you guys with. So if you'd like to come along, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you as part of our community. And you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.